No one knew her secret. Not even the nosy neighbor across the street or the chatty cashier at the market had a clue. Every time Maya came back home, she washed her hands, reapplied the mud, and continued scrubbing the kitchen floors as if nothing had happened. But inside, something had shifted. A tiny spark was starting to shine through the cracks. Months went by. One day, Maya returned from the supermarket to find the Andersons celebrating. Emily had gotten engaged to a wealthy man named Thomas from London. There was a big party, and even though Maya wasn't invited, she cooked for 50 people, cleaned up broken glass, served drinks from the shadows, always with her face covered. The wedding was a month later. Sumptuous and lively. Maya watched through the window as Emily danced in a white dress, laughing like a queen. 2 weeks after the wedding, Jordan proposed to Maya in a quiet garden. He was wearing a simple shirt and jeans, holding a modest ring. She cried. Not because of the ring, but because someone had recognized her worth. The Andersons laughed when they found out. "You're marrying a man with no money." Mrs. Anderson chuckled. "Perfect match for a mud girl." "Pathetic," added Emily. "I hope you like instant noodles and walking everywhere." Maya said nothing. She packed her small suitcase, kissed the kitchen table goodbye, and left with Jordan. 2 years passed. Maya now lived in Birmingham, in a beautiful luxury duplex with tall windows, polished wooden floors, and a peaceful garden in the back where she liked to sit. Have you ever wondered how a life can change in an instant? Maya Thompson experienced it. At just 9 years old, she was sent to a foster home after losing her mother to a sudden illness. With no relatives willing to take her in, It all started with the Andersons, a wealthy white couple in a small town near Manchester, England. At first, everything seemed normal. They were polite. Cold, but polite. Maya had a room, clothes, and food. But everything changed when Emily, the biological daughter of the Andersons, turned 16. That's when the rules began. Maya received an unusual order. She had to cover her face with mud whenever there were visitors. "You have very striking features. Boys might get too curious," Mrs. Anderson said the first time she spread the cold, wet mud over Maya's smooth, dark skin. At first, Maya thought it was a joke. But when she refused, she was slapped. From that day on, she obeyed. The mud became her mask. She wore it like armor, even when it burned her skin, even when it dripped into her eyes. Meanwhile, Emily was the darling of the town. Blonde, tall, always dressed in expensive clothes, always surrounded by friends. Always going to parties and clubs with guys twice her age. She didn't lift a finger at home. Maya cooked. Maya cleaned. She scrubbed the bathrooms, washed the dishes, folded the laundry, mopped the floors, made the beds, ironed shirts. Every task in that house had her name on it. But what happened next left Maya speechless. Why did she cover her face and body with mud? She didn't believe him. He dressed simply, always in jeans and a sweatshirt. But he could make her laugh. To make her feel alive. He had told her about the days when he used to go out to buy groceries, Fridays and sometimes Sundays when Mrs. Anderson needed last-minute things. So Jordan made sure to always be there, waiting for her outside the small supermarket near the town square. Rain or shine, he was there. Sometimes leaning against the brick wall with his hands in his pockets, other times pretending to browse the fruit stand just to catch a glimpse of her. One afternoon, as he walked her halfway home with a bag of flour in one hand and a carton of eggs in the other, he finally asked, "Why do you always cover your face and body with mud?" She stopped, looking away. The mud had dried on her cheek, leaving a faint crack that made her skin itch, but she didn't scratch it. She simply whispered, "I can't let anyone fall in love with me. Not until Emily gets married." Jordan stopped walking. "What does her marriage have to do with your happiness?" he inquired. She lowered her gaze to the pavement. "Everything. My adoptive parents warned me. They said I had to stay out of sight. That I had to hide so no man would notice me before their daughter got married." He remained silent for a moment. No judgment in his eyes. No questions on his lips. Just a gentle silence. Then, he reached out and gently held her hand. "It's not fair," he said. "But I understand. I'm not going anywhere." Since then, she continued her secret relationship with Jordan. Maya picked up the clothes Emily had thrown all over the room. When Emily vomited after parties, it was Maya who cleaned up. When the pot burned because Emily forgot her noodles on the stove, Maya received the screams. Mr. Anderson barely glanced at Maya. When he did, it was only to say words like kitchen or clean it up. He treated her as if she were invisible. Mrs. Anderson never missed an opportunity to say, "No man will want you like this. Not until Emily is married. We won't let you ruin her chances." Maya remained silent, swallowing the pain. Her only respite was when she went shopping every Friday. That hour was her moment of solitude, walking the streets of the town with a list in hand and mud on her face. That's how she met Jordan Carter. As she crossed the street, balancing eggs and milk, someone accidentally bumped into her. She stumbled. The eggs broke. Jordan bent down to help her. "Are you okay?" he asked, gently brushing her hand. She looked at him, expecting a rude comment or a look of disgust, but he remained unfazed. He smiled. "I'm Jordan. And you?" She hesitated. "Maya. Beautiful name. Are you from around here?" he asked. She nodded, trying to clean the mud off her cheek, only to smear it more. He didn't laugh. He offered to buy new eggs. She refused. He silently accompanied her to the store and helped her carry the bags back. From that moment on, their connection began. So, every Friday, he waited for her outside the store. They would talk. He would tell her stories of his travels. New York, Atlanta, Nairobi. He owned several businesses. He said, "Have you ever wondered how a simple gesture can transform lives forever?" Jordan bought the house not as a whim, but as a refuge for Maya, a place where she could finally feel like she belonged. Right across the street, he opened an exclusive boutique just for her. Maya ran it with a dedication that permeated every corner, personally choosing luxury dresses, accessories, and shoes that quickly made the store the talk of the neighborhood. Customers not only admired her impeccable style, but were drawn to her kind and humble nature. However, Jordan had a secret. He wasn't the simple man everyone believed. He was the CEO of several successful tech companies in the UK and the US. He had deliberately hidden his wealth, wanting to find out who would love him without the weight of money. Maya never asked for anything, never pursued wealth. That's why he gave her everything. Not just a house and a boutique, but a life she never imagined deserving, built on authentic love, respect, and freedom. He never boasted, never showed off, always remained humble. But on a rainy day at the mall, he ran into Lisa, an old neighbor from Anderson Street. Lisa looked at her as if she had seen a ghost. "You look amazing, Maya." Hey, Lisa. Heard you married some broke guy." "Did I?" Maya replied with a serene smile. "But we're happy, and that's what really matters." Lisa let out an awkward laugh. "Well, you won't believe this. Emily got divorced. Her husband left her." Maya blinked, astonished. "What? Why?" He said she couldn't cook, clean, or even hold a decent conversation. All he cared about were clubs and selfies. But what happened next left Maya completely perplexed. Have you ever wondered what would happen if fate takes you back to the place that broke you? The Andersons are in ruins. Mr. Anderson lost his job, and Mrs. Anderson has been sick for weeks. It's been brutal. Maya didn't respond immediately. That night, she told Jordan everything. He listened in silence and then asked softly, "Do you want to visit?" "I think I should," Maya replied. A few days later, she returned to the Andersons' house for the first time in 2 years. The house seemed smaller now, worn out and deteriorated. Emily opened the door. Her makeup was smudged, her hair disheveled. She looked exhausted and defeated. Maya stood there, dressed simply but radiantly. Emily froze. "What are you doing here?" she asked. "Just came to see how you all are doing." Mrs. Anderson entered slowly, leaning on a cane. She looked at Maya with wide eyes of disbelief. "You look different." "I stopped using mud." Mr. Anderson. He was sitting in silence on the couch. He didn't say anything, just looked away as if he didn't know what to feel. Jordan stepped up next to Maya and extended his hand politely. "I'm Jordan, Maya's husband." Emily narrowed her eyes. "The broke guy?" He chuckled. "Not exactly." Maya pulled out her phone and showed them the cover of a magazine with Jordan on it. Tech King of the Year, CEO of several major startups. Emily's jaw dropped. Mr. Anderson straightened up. Mrs. Anderson's cane slipped from her hand. Maya remained calm. "They made me feel like trash, covered me in mud so their daughter could shine. But they never really saw me, never knew me. I didn't come here to boast. I came to show them what true love is, true value and. But what came next left everyone breathless.